the beach, look into my eyes, and tell me the things you think about me. The tenacity is hard to down. Let go, let Jesus go down.
New perspective gain from all the pain and stress. And when I do, I'm there, I'm stronger than ever before. So you don't disturb me, no peace. Look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you believe about behind my back. The tenacity. I hold this heart to be
better be wise when you're choosing battles. Mostly babbles, you know one of those big time shady fools they will fight for. Drop these balls in my sleep, human tricks up my sleeve. Wait till late for you to live out.
Disturbing the peace. Look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you were laughing about behind my back. Emptiness is deep. I hold this heart to break down. It's late or apology is going down.
You're thirsty for blood, actually craving for love. What you really want is the greed makes you go numb. Purposefully blocking good thoughts. Ain't please not to doctors, about to be that patient, cause I'm about to knock him out cold. Bring him back, please. All lot of moves I make you on your light dance floor and doing this beat down and probably wish that you could fast forward. Don't you worry about it, say some roofing last words after do this, do that, and the third.
Disturbing the peace. Look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you were laughing about behind my back. Emptiness is deep. I hold this heart to break down. It's late for apologies. It's starting. Some things may break me, but always get back out. New perspective gain from all the pain and stress. And when I do come back, I'm stronger than ever before. So real, don't disturb me, no please. Look into my eyes. Now tell me the things you were laughing about behind my back. Emptiness is deep. I hold this heart to break down. It's too late for apologies. It's going down.
away. No, no, color. To get it. Oh, everyone the white dog. 75, oh, wow, man, I want it hard. I smell the blood of a heavy and coward. Jack, the leaf, so Jack, be slick. Nobody you know, the burning bitch. So good. Tell me how. Oh, tell me how you just cry. Telling all the lies like second nature. Listen, one told it.
I fucked up. I can't get my second spell trap negate.
Like the shiny stars, like the pulse whenever it's right. You keep on blinking at me. You never turn away from me. In this past gloomy night sky, light the fire up in the night. The journey that we travel for a prize.
Damn it, why do they have to have the same name? If I just wasn't stupid. Shining stars like that, light whenever it's dark. You can never turn away from me in this fast, gloomy night sky. The journey that we struggle for uprise. No matter where we go, we will not stop the shining forever. I'll go do one online. And I'm gonna go do stuff.
And attach it to it. And you could theoretically, as long as you have the mana to pay for Thopter Foundry, you could just keep doing this infinitely. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yep, it's only limited by the amount of mana you have, and you gain 1 life per cycle,
And you
one
gain life too.
HP.
Yep. And from what I've seen, it does not seem like it's hard to get infinite mana. Or yeah, you may not need infinite mana. Like the fact that you can just get a ton of value off of this just, like, seems good. They have flying, so that's nice. They can just like hit in. They're also slightly bigger if you keep the sword on it. Huh. This is very God. Parallels. There's a card that is so similar to Swordman that I don't want to show you in case I show you in a later video. That's what it reminds me of. For everyone wondering, it's Phoenix Blade, but I don't want to spoil too much more besides that.
Alright, I won't look it up.
Yeah. Better not. We're pretty good with that, though. We're pretty good with, like, when we see stuff in the comments, we kind of, like, avoid looking up what it is, I feel like.
And thank you for all your comments, but I just immediately, like, run out of the room and hide in a dark room so that I can't read it.
They can name stuff, just don't, like, elaborate on it, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I feel like... God, am I gonna be wrong again? I feel like the Thopter Foundry is the more impressive card here. Like, obviously, you need... I don't know if there are other enablers and stuff, but, like, the fact that... I feel like Sword of the Meek, unless there's other cards that combo with it, I feel like it's only good because the Thopter Foundry exists. But I feel like the Thopter Foundry could be used for, like, other decks, for, like, other things as well. Because, like, the Sword of the Meek otherwise is just kind of like whatever. But, like, Thopter Foundry just seems like a way better standalone card that enables the bullshit with Sword of the Meek. So I think my guess is Thopter Foundry got banned, and Sword of the Meek is fine.
Okay, that's interesting. Because actually it's, so it immediately got me asking the question. I'm not sure. I'm straight up gonna try to Google it, but
I heard you typing.
It's actually the opposite. Yeah,
So
it's actually the opposite. Sword of the Meek got banned.
Interesting.
And
okay.
This is going back to the beginning of the format, August 2011. The initial ban list. Sword of the Meek was on the ban list, and Thopter Foundry was not. And in April of 2016, so it took a while, Sword of the Meek was eventually unbanned, as Modern leaned a little more into its combo-ness. So why not Thopter Foundry? That's an interesting question. Google is immediately confused, and even the AI doesn't know what to do with that.
Oh no, the AI doesn't know, whatever we'll do.
Yeah, it's just, oh my gosh, how will we know? So that's interesting. I guess I didn't think about which one should be banned. They're both together very frustrating, but it also, so I found one thing that says Thopter Foundry is decent on its own and works well with a card called Retrofitter Foundry. So it can be part of another deck. It provides a value combo that's not nearly as clean or impressive as the Sword of the Meek combo. Okay. So I think that's what they decided to go with.
Oh,
because
right.
At least Thopter Foundry had a
it was the other way around. I'm stupid.
Also, the other thing that came to mind, Sword of the Meek is colorless mana, and Thopter Foundry has specific colors, making it more restrictive what decks Thopter Foundry goes in. So that probably has something to do with it. If you know why if you have not a theory, but you know, leave me a comment. I would love to know from somebody who does modern lore or like has had these debates why they think it was Sword of the Meek and not Thopter Foundry, because it's very important to Zemo here, because actually got that one wrong, which is very frustrating to him, and he would love some vindication from people saying, obviously it's Thopter Foundry. He would absolutely appreciate that.
I know all the Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to laugh at me because I made the Phoenix Blade comparison, but I think, I don't know, Thopter Foundry just seems like one of those cards that there's other ways to abuse it, where Sword of the Meek sort of feels like it relies on this like one particular card, and maybe there are others, but like, I don't know. I see what you're saying about it being colorless with Sword of the Meek, that like you could theoretically play in anything. And that like definitely restricts like how good Thopter Foundry is from that regard, but interesting nonetheless.
Let's do another, what do you think of the combo? It's gonna be fun. There's so many combos.
Well, we're already on such a great track record with these.
We're having a blast.
Another one.
Tulong para alaga ang puso.
Yeah, there comes the second one. Or third one, actually, technically. Oh, fuck yeah. Why not? Let's empty the board. Okay. Another effect Veiler. Wasn't expecting that, I suppose. This is a really strange matchup. So far, all I saw were Kashtira cards. Rite of Aramid. Oh my god, this guy's just playing all the good stuff piles. Ain't he? This guy's playing good stuff. 2025. Like it's still 2002, baby. I mean, this is very powerful. I hate that stupid beast. What the fuck? No, seriously, what am I seeing? Holy shit! This deck is actually fucked up.
We're having a blast. Here you go.
Dark Depths. Legendary Snowland. Dark Depths comes into play with 10 ice counters on it. That's a lot. For 3 mana, you can remove an ice counter from Dark Depths. So 30 mana in total, okay? When Dark Depths has no ice counters on it,
OG
sacrifice.
Stardust Dragon, baby.
Legendary 2020 Black Avatar creature token.
What
with
the
Lage.
actual fuck am I looking at?
Marit Lag.
I know Junk Speeder.
Into play.
I'm just saying,
Lage,
what
Mary Lage,
is this?
Like things like that. I think it's still up for debate.
It's a 2020 flying indestructible. That's all I know.
Holy shit.
Okay, sick, cool. What are we comboing this with? What removes all the counters on it?
This is
That
awesome.
was really quick, huh? Weird that you could come up with an idea to remove the counters from the card. Let's talk
Weird.
about this.
Weird.
That's a going second
This
card if I've
Suva.
ever seen
This
one.
is another land.
A
As
really
the
bad
Suva
one since
comes
it only
into
has
play,
2,000.
One save like
This paid.
You may choose a land in play. If you do, the Suva comes into play tapped as a copy of the... I get it. Okay. So, copy this, but it doesn't have the counters on it, so you immediately just sacrifice it then, and you get your big guy on the field.
You can't seriously tell me those are all hand
Blow up
traps.
the land, and there's your 2020.
Yeah,
Let me make it even simpler for everybody at home.
Vampire Hexmage. This is some art. 2 black for a Vampire Shaman with first strike. Sacrifice Vampire Hexmage, remove all counters from target permanent. Okay, so you have multiple ways to trigger this. I see.
Holy
You
shit,
can
this
just
deck
sacrifice
is
it
awesome.
immediately. You don't have to tap it or anything.
Mhm.
Here's a question. Are there other ways to tutor Dark Depths, or do you have to, like, get Dark Depths? Like, raw?
So was crop rotation legal in that format? That's a good question. Let me check.
Trail. I have never seen this card actually
like
be
a
used.
land tutor, and it's very popular. Is it legal in Modern? It is not legal in Modern. But I know one that is. Yeah, there's a card called Sylvan
I've
Scrying.
never seen so
That's
many
what it is.
tuners on
And that
field in
is
my
a
entire
2-mana
life.
sorcery, and it lets you
To be
search
fair
your
though, I
library for any
haven't
land.
really. They have
Okay, so
something
there are
banished
other
now
ways.
from
You don't
this
have to hard draw
pater.
Dark Depths. mulligans. You also have mulligans.
Synchro
So,
Rumble.
That's right.
If you have if you're trying to combo with this, you can just mulligan down until you get your 2-card combo. Where Yu-Gi-Oh, we can't do that. Which is why our decks, I think, like you always talk about how crazy consistent our decks are, where everything gets everything. It's because we don't have mulligans, right? I think Yu-Gi-Oh would be extremely different if we did have mulligans in our game. But we're like one of the few games that doesn't, which is really weird. Anyway, so turn 1 you do this. Turn 2 you play one of your other things. Well, you can
Honestly, I don't see why there shouldn't be a mulligan. As long as both players have it equally.
Turn 3, roughly. You get your 20/20.
It makes the game way less
doesn't
sacky.
have a ton of ways to interact with it.
Shut up.
But there are ways, because if you like bounce the Dark Depths with like a bounce spell, this is kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh thing, where there are ways around it potentially, especially if you're on like turn 3, turn 4. I guess if you're playing against the right decks though,
They're
because like blue
still going. Holy shit! They're summoning their entire extra deck.
Other colors have outs to this, I guess is the question.
Psychic.
But I can see some of the other colors like struggling to deal with indestructible 2020 for sure, especially in early stages of the game.
Who the hell is this?
God, I'm like in between if this is like a Timmy combo or if this is like actually real and you just dome your opponent and kill them on the following turn. It's like one of those things where it's like if they don't have the out, they just lose. And it's possible. I guess the alternative is what? They have like Bitter Blossom and they get to actually defend with a flyer. Or if they have Doctor Foundry, they can defend with a flyer, because it doesn't have Trample or anything. So
Right, just brick them. Yeah, of course. Just block them with your fairy. Oh wait, that's banned.
Oh wait, that's banned, you're right, I forgot. Well, Thopter Foundry's not, so you can make your little blue Thopter artifact with flying. So there you go. I found the out.
Nice.
I don't like that this. I think it's probably consistent enough that you could probably do this very early on, and then it really would boil into, like, do you have the out for this? And I think people would really hate that, especially if this is earlier. I feel like later on, maybe there's more answers to stuff like this, or the game is just faster, that, like, this isn't as good. And maybe it is, like, maybe it's an example it got banned, and then they unbanned it later.
In Yu-Gi-Oh, if you could have a turn 3, whatever your life total is, 8,000
Hey, yo,
attack,
what?
that was indestructible.
It's not once per
or whatever
turn?
the equivalent is. Would that be good
Okay,
enough?
that's pretty
Well, we
awesome.
had that on turn 1, the game wouldn't have gotten to turn 2.
I see.
So,
Good
yeah.
to know. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Which is why we need to have a billion hand traps in our decks to be able to stop that from exactly happening. It's funny, because, like, our things, I've shown you things that are not 8,000 damage, or not 8,000 attack, rather, but they have more than indestructible. They have, like, indestructible hexproof, and then, like, discard a card to counter target spell, all baked into it, right? So, like, I've shown you things way worse than this, in our opinion. But this is Magic. You guys are, I don't know, some of your cards are questionable in terms of how good they are.
Okay, buddy. Is it?
Yeah, I'm not coming here to throw shade, but, like, some of the things you're like, this is
sure.
crazy. We kind of, like, laugh at. Not gonna lie.
At least we have honest card draw.
That's true. You can hold that over my head until the end of time, because we're never gonna get good card draw, ever. I could see this being very annoying. I could see that. I do not think draw the out is, like, a good enough answer to this. I feel like early on, people would get very frustrated just losing to this, and they have, like, no way to interact with it. Unless it was so format warping that people started building their decks to not lose to this, but even then, it's like, the way your guys' game works is just not the same. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! We just have so much interaction in the early turns that we could stop stuff like this. Like, your game doesn't. All the time, anyway. I'm gonna go with they banned it. I think it might be unbanned now, because there's, like, way more cards in the card pool, and there could be a lot more outs to it, potentially, which kind of goes against everything I just said. But there also could just be way better combo decks that you're playing compared to this. Like, who wants to play Dark Depths in 2025? And maybe I'm wrong. But I can see them banning it and unbanning.
People actually do like Dark Depths and play it a lot in Legacy. But in Modern, it is banned and has been since the 1. Nobody has been allowed to have their 2020 Merit Lage in Modern.
It's still banned.
Yeah, still banned.
Oh, still
Never
banned.
unbanned.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Yep.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got that part.
They said no
Oh,
way.
this is a hand.
You had it right with the color. Like, some colors can't deal. Like, red can't do anything. Alright?
Sure.
Green can't do anything. Blue, no problem. White, no problem. Black, difficult. But there are at least 2 colors, and then every color combination of those 2 colors in every deck that exists that relies on those colors,
Sure.
just dead. Like,
And that's
yeah,
where Yu-Gi-Oh's so
just
different,
don't
'cause
buy Dark Depths.
regardless of what deck you're playing, hand traps are generic for the most part, so you can play every deck. And so there are some that are a bit restrictive, like as of late, that are like more for particular decks. But some decks even have their own hand traps, like as part of the archetype. So that's where it's so
In
different. Right? We have
archetype
so
hand
many
traps,
ways
they're
to
the best.
interact with stuff like this, especially in the early stages. That
There
that
should
doesn't
be more of
necessarily mean
them.
it shouldn't be banned, but it's a lot easier for us to like stop the big thing from happening. And so with your game,
I think
it
everyone
seems
would
so
be
different. I can see
happy
this definitely being a menace for sure. Although it doesn't happen this time.
to live in a universe.
It's a bit of a problem.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
I really want to know what you think of this.
Dread Return. This is very funny and has I have no further context aside from this. There's a card in Yu-Gi-Oh that looks exactly like this. I just want to show you just for fun. You don't have to read this. I'm probably never going to show you this to you, but this is what it reminded me of as soon as you showed me this.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
It's like the same card! Like, what the hell?
Green Quasar is... Yeah,
bad.
the
You don't
art
have to
is
read it.
kind of identical. Yeah, I will put it on screen for the visual
Sure,
audience.
just
but,
for the
yep.
visual, yeah. But
Okay.
the head is almost exactly the same. That's very funny. Anyway, boomer alert. Sorcery.
So this card is bad, right? Because it looks like this bad card.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Return is a sorcery, by the way, for 2 and 2 black, so it's 4 all in. Return target creature card from your graveyard to play. Flashback, sacrifice 3 creatures! Whoa! That's expensive. Okay, I guess questions are, is Reanimate legal?
Is Reanimate legal in Modern? No, it is not.
Okay, that's a good start, because why would you play this? You just play Reanimate. Makes sense. Same thing happened in Yu-Gi-Oh! We banned, like, the best Reborn cards, and then they gave us worse ones, and sometimes we played them, and sometimes we didn't. It's from your graveyard, so it's only yours. You can flash it back for sacking 3. Okay, do I get to see the other combo piece, or do I just evaluating this in the back?
You need to see more for this one? That's interesting. I'll show you a card. I'll show
No,
you.
you're so generous.
I'll show
So
you
generous.
a card. Very simple card.
What the fuck? Narcomoeba?
Uh-huh.
It's a drug jellyfish? One in a...
It's not. It's an illusion.
Looks like a jellyfish. That's how
Pipeline drug
like,
jellyfish.
they injected, like, cocaine into this jellyfish.
Pipeline coked up jellyfish.
Coked up
Okay,
jellyfish. Yep, that's. I'm gonna start signing these shortly, I imagine. 1 in a blue for an illusion jellyfish. Not really. With flying. I would hope so if it's an illusion. When Narcomoeba is put into your graveyard from your library, you may put it into play.
I just realized they're playing
It's
a
your graveyard from your library.
deck that's bigger
so
than
you
mine.
made it, you can just play it.
1,
You don't
2,
have to pay
3,
for it,
4,
it's
5, 6, 7, 7.
Yeah,
Well, never mind, we're both
if-
exactly the
if
same at
you
50.
Mill it. If you put it from your
Sure,
graveyard
yeah.
to your graveyard from your
I'm making
library.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think newer
No
cards would
cost.
say, like, no cost. Yeah. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, small
So-
world though.
So what's the
This
play?
seems like a 10-minute
You
testing
have some
deck.
card that mills a bunch of these jellyfish.
You
and
jammed
then you
in
get
good
to
cards into a bad deck
dread
and hope for
return
the
something.
best type
And then
bullshit.
you can sack the jellyfishes and get, like, something else. Putting it together? That seems bad. Or, like,
Yeah, I think they
unless
realize
you're
there's
dumping
nothing
something
they can
else,
do
like,
against
maybe you have
this
a card
board.
that dumps, like, a bunch of cards that aren't just, like, the Narcomoebas.
Yeah.
Because, like, we have a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's banned and will never come off the list and does something. Like, you could dump, like, 5 cards specifically to the grave. So you could dump, like, you know, a bunch of the jellyfish.
Who went
plus,
first
like,
in the
card
first
you
round?
want to bring back, or 2 cards.
So it's
that you
them,
want to bring
right?
Back and all the jellyfish. And then you dread return, bring back 1 big thing. And then sacrifice all the Narcomoebas that got summoned off
And
of
I
this,
won that
and
round.
get back the other thing, and it's like some 2-card big combo that wins you the game.
Because they did literally nothing with their
I can see
extra
it.
deck. I just
I can see
assumed
that.
they were on pure
Do you
cash.
know any other combo pieces, or is this it?
I mean, there's...
Or are there plenty of cards that do what I'm describing?
Dustin,
What you're
Garden,
describing
tumbleweeds
is
on the
definitely
road,
a
silent,
strategy.
searing.
Okay.
It is real in my bones. Take
But you have
down
to do this on
Satan.
turn 4?
I was
I guess
supposed
you
to
can
attack
ramp
Unicorn first there.
green a bit,
It
or
would
get,
have
like,
dealt more
a
damage.
card that's black that, like,
It would
restricts
not
your
have
mana, like,
mattered,
or
I
something,
can
so make
assure
it
you,
sooner.
but, you know.
Wait. Huh?
Why turn 4?
Because that's how. Oh, I guess you could just flash back Dread Return. Like, you don't even have to play it the first time. You just get a big thing. Yeah, that's true.
If it somehow got in the graveyard, oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I said, so you have some big thing that mills a bunch of cards that you get to pick what to mill, and then the Narcomuses come back, and you flash back Dread Return, and then you just put out the big thing that you want to, like, actually kill them with, or that, like, wins the game for you. I guess what I'm asking is, like, how cheap are the cards that, like, mill this stuff to the graveyard? Because I'm trying to figure out how quickly you can mill this.
So, there are do you remember Golgari Grave Troll?
I do! I love my friend Golgari Grave Troll. It's great!
So, I'm just going to throw out there, that's one of the cards. Since I've already shown it to you, I'm not going to do the modern, like, was it banned dance.
Sure.
Golgari Grave Troll was on the initial ban list.
Really?
Then, yep,
I guess
it's on the
Milling
initial
6
ban
is
list for
crazy.
modern. But let me double check facts. I didn't have this one open, so let me make sure I'm right. So yep, it's on the initial ban list for modern. Golgari Grave Troll. It was unbanned in January of 2015. It was banned again in January of 2017.
That's funny.
It didn't make it. So that Golgari Grave Troll is a dredge 6. You can replace any draw step with dredging another 6 cards. But Golgari Grave Troll is far from the only dredge card that was printed. If for some reason they went on a little heater with some dredge cards as a mechanic back in Return to Ravnica Wizards of the Coast, they really got into this. And there are other cards that are legal. An example here is Stinkweed Imp. The only relevant text is that it has dredge 5.
Sure, that's a lot.
So
let me
that
ask
is a
this.
card that's legal in Modern.
Do I get to know the payoff for what you're bringing off with Dread Return?
You can almost make up whatever monster you want. So in modern times, I've shown you Thassa's Oracle, which says you win the game if you have no cards in your library.
What the fuck?
In past times, I've shown you Grizzlebrand, which pays 7
Oh, he was legal?
cards. This is a modern legal card.
Okay. I mean, he seems pretty good.
But yeah, come up with a big bad in the history of the game that you would like to get on the battlefield, and Dread Return can enable that with some help from friends like Narcomoeba and a few other cards that have similar effects.
I feel like you're showing me this, and you're going to tell me, like, the Narcomoeba got banned, and the Dread Return is fine.
I like how we're tied up
Because without the ability to get the free stuff on the field, like, there are other ways to get free things, don't get me wrong, but if there's no other card that does, like, what Narcomoeba does, where it just immediately puts itself into play, then, like, Dread Return is, like, still good, but it's not part of this, like, immediate combo of just, like, getting into, like, the big thing, right? Then at least it takes, like, a degree more of setup. It's kind of like the perspective I'm looking at it. And in my mind, we've also just been Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just
What
the card
does
that, like,
that
sets us all up.
mean?
It's like, so whatever painful choice equivalent that...
Wait, no, this is good luck. I did it! Good god, sick fuck. Oh my god, finally, I have everything.
that you have that mill stuff, like the Golgari Grave Troll. Like we would just like ban those things because that
The
would
hell's
be, like, a
this?
bigger problem because it would enable more stuff like this essentially.
Whoa, it's shift
I'm
fucking
gonna.
event.
I thought I said
What?
it. I'm gonna say again. There are more effects like Narco.
Which
Yep.
means that
Whoa,
you have to
weird.
ban more cards in that regard. Where you could just like ban Narcomoeba and Dread Return is fine because like then the cost is actually more significant, like marginally, or you just ban Dread Return and they can't do the combo at all. I don't know. I think Dread Return is like a fine card. I feel like almost the Narcomoeba is like the more impressive one. It's like
pretty wholesome.
And it's like you just have this like
It appears the periods are in the wrong layer.
If you're not able to do it,
That's hilarious.
the game's just like slow enough. That's fine with me.
Why are you following me
ban
backstage?
the cocaine
worry about
jellyfish. That's where I'm at with this.
And
That's
the
pretty
cocaine
cool.
Jellyfish.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Yep. Man, I hate it when you're right.
What?
Really?
Really?
But
That was a
God,
characterization
Oh.
for.
Oh, that Narcomoeba.
Alright, let's go do that.
I like
Actually,
how tied up.
Oh my god.
Oh, Dread Return was on the initial ban list. Oh.
I gotta write that one down.
Oh, Dread Return. Oh my god. Yeah, this card is insane. The idea that you can build a deck that its whole focus is to flip itself over, and it has the payoff, like it gets the payoff by dredging, is what makes Dread Return so good. Because yeah, you never want this in your hand. You mill it as part of the part of the milling dredging experience. Turn the cards over, get stuff out. And I did I mean, hopefully the editor doesn't make me look like a jerk. I tried to let you know there's other ways to like just attack the opponent to death. Cards like Bloodghast. Whenever you, if it's in your graveyard, whenever a land enters the battlefield, Bloodghast enters the battlefield. Prized Amalgam.
Such good graveyard stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Prized Amalgam is a free 3/3 if it goes into your graveyard, but something else comes out of your graveyard that turn, like the Narcomoeba or the Bloodghast. So you can play a Dredge deck, and people do. People love Dredge. You can imagine, they adore Dredge. I like play a Dredge deck that just makes a bunch of 1/1s, 2/1s, and 3/3s and attacks with them, just for free.
Sure.
But when you throw in Dread Return, on top of that, they get access to the biggest, worst, and nastiest that Magic the Gathering has to offer at any given point in time.
Sure. I guess in my defense, I should have asked if there were other things like Narcomoeba, essentially. Because if there's plenty of other things, then hitting the Narcomoeba doesn't solve the problem. I was just assuming this was like a unique thing. So if there's other things that get you there, then yeah, I think you have to ban the Dread Return. That makes sense.
Yep. Dread Return is banned from day one, never unbanned. Probably never, in my opinion, will never be unbanned.
Because I've also seen so many resurrection spells that you showed me. They're just all like overcosted versions of Reanimate or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, well, like, we have those and they're fine. So I kind of was going off of that philosophy. But I get it. I mean, the whole deck, like, looking at it all, like,
again,
makes sense. There's
developing
just, like,
photos.
doesn't matter. But, cool.
All right.
The technology in
for
this
the
universe
memories.
is fucking weird.
Oh, Ancestral Vision. I think I do remember this. This is like bad Ancestral Recall. It's blue. Couldn't figure that out. Suspend 4 for a blue. And so rather than play this card from your hand, you pay a blue and game 4 time counters. Hitting your upkeep, remove a time counter, and then the last one, play it without paying its mana cost, and you get to, shockingly, draw 3 cards. So it's draw 3 cards in 4 turns. Yeah. And what else? Is this it?
Do you think it got banned?
Do I get more context, or am I evaluating this one in a vacuum?
Okay, let's see. If I were to play this in Modern, how would I play this? This is actually very good foundational, because this is going to give you an idea of how to, look at all suspend cards in Modern. Because this is, as always, Magic players just cheat. That's all. Of course. Yu-Gi-Oh players are good at that too. They don't wanna wait more turns for a nice reasonable payoff. They wanna cast cards that let them do the thing
and
what
you
it's
be
supposed to
unplayable.
do.
Just be unplayable. Blood Braid Elf. This is 2 a red and a green. With a haste on a 3/2 Elf Berserker. And Cascade. When you play this spell, remove cards from the top of your library from the game until you remove a non-land card that costs less. You may play it without paying its mana cost, but remove cards on the bottom in a random order. That seems like a very fun mechanic. So I'm getting here, you play Blood Braid Elf, you go to the casino, and you hit Ancestral Vision using it to immediately draw 3, right?
That's right. You get to cast things without a mana cost on Cascade if you hit them.
Apparently we get hogged quite a lot, huh? Interesting. That makes a lot of sense though, honestly.
Ancestral Vision.
When you're someone like Chief, who's just so easy to kick around, of course they'd abuse you.
Because I imagine there are other things you can abuse with Blood Braid Elf that are not just ancestral.
Let's go.
Yikes. Ying has to be the one sinner we have the most supervision control with at the moment so far. What's a whole new meaning to the word grapevine? I am the grapevine now, Ying Ying says. God, I can't get enough of this song. Corin's event should straight up just be a permanent.
See me, Chief? Feel free to take the time to look at the new supplies, too.
Yes, I'm a son of a gun.
Cascade cards. There weren't many like Blood Braid Elf. Blood Braid Elf is amazing game with a hasty body.
Having haste too is big.
Yeah.
Is it just me or does that place reset too quickly?
Violent outburst. 3 mana. The text is largely except that Cascade.
But it's an AC, you know your fucking.
I'll go do the Masked Wraith as well. Why not? Oh, I'll spend the stamina later.
What is it, Chief? Your wallet.
Here is Living End. Living End is a of a card called and this is
Pretty cool. Yeah, I suspended from the
Very cool. I like the dish. It looks like fucking what Goldian, what's her name, wears. Fuck, I forgot the name of the main character for Goody Two Shoes. What the fuck is wrong with me?
All of these? Are they meant just for me?
That's very
All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just
How
for
has
me?
no one complained about this yet?
So Ancestral Vision was one band at the same time as the Angel 2016.
In my homeland, people often say, all of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me?
Hypergenesis? Genesis, my friend. Just never being for anything.
I mean, doesn't even have it there.
Like omniscience. I mean, yeah, there's just all kinds of parts that
There's just big
if
stuff.
they cost 7 or more mana. Yeah, Crystal Brand I showed you, like
Yeah.
the tracks are fine. But yeah, it's just like your thing is bigger than their thing. Kind of it's not hypergenesis. Never wanted it. It was bad. So that's a look at kind of the cascade, combo decks, and anytime you see
That's cool mechanic. And then you has anything wrong.
that plus cascade, it
Well,
like
you just
just
cascade.
you're leaving. So, like, did you have your free thing that's kind of like,
I know I like freeze. Notes.
Seeing the stars dance across the sky and lanterns paint the night in a dazzle. This is the moment I've been dreaming of sharing with you.
If we're the only one who can see Ying Yang, bruh, she seems a little OP. She's our stand-up power. I know. Sue me. What the actual fuck?
So,
3 core damage when you max it. Yeah, we're definitely maxing this. Yikes. Holy shit. What's her best in slot supposed to be? Oh. What?
Surgical extracted, and then they can't really. The thing that's weird about these cards though is that like I feel like they end up often being better on paper than when they actually are made. And it could be different for Magic, but I feel like this card is good and has this, but I don't know if it's like a band. Because all the cards that are on have never been used. And again, that's just more games.
Yeah, let's go with this. I'm not using Pakasi anymore anyhow.
Come on, you can see their hand. No, but you're getting used to that time. That's nothing. That's nothing.
Sorry, just had to take a shot while
I know you did.
This is a really weird crime brand set. So we don't want Ying taking any damage. Because we want the shield to remain.
I thought it would be, like, when I was thinking about cards to show you that, like, if this were in Yu-Gi-Oh, it would probably, like, light people's minds on fire. Surgical Extraction is one of them. Surgical Extraction is a card. The fact that it's any combo deck of bunch of cards. Surgical Extraction. Dismantle. Yeah. Sure. Because of the Pyrexic Mayor Code. This deck. And Surgical Extraction is never been banned. Well, yeah, I believe it. It is. I think these people, I think people will value these types of effects, and I think they're like already. They're just like not.
In my homeland, people often say this. In my homeland, people often say this. You see, when you truly care for someone, you can't help but save all the best things for them.
So, like I've been in those matches where it's
All of these? Are they meant just for me?
Call them Radar Combo Deck.
All of these? Are they meant just for me?
And I surgically extract
All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me? All of these? Are they meant just for me?
Yeehaw, baby.
Some instances where you like doctor, and if you have that, you don't have to do you still need to. Sometimes that's like trying to exile because
Happy with just touching my hair? Here, I'll close my eyes and give you a few more seconds. Where else would you like to touch? My eyelashes? My nose? Or perhaps my lips?
How about your boobies?
In my homeland, people often say this, you see. When you truly care. In my homeland, people often say this. In my homeland, people often say this, you see. When you truly care. In my homeland, people often say this, you see. In my homeland.
Oh, are you here to see Michi? Feel free to take the time to look at the new supplies, too.
I don't know, that just seems. If it didn't have release, I think I would. The fact that it doesn't mean
Mic check, testing, Hey, now that you're here, eyes on me.
I feel like this is like right.
People often say this, you see. In my homeland, people often say this. In my homeland, people often say this, you see. When you truly care for someone, you can't help but save all the best things for them. In my homeland, people people often say this, you see. When you in my homeland, people often say this. In my homeland, people often say this, you see.
You know, something I find oddly nice about this game is that they've never added any more new material types, unlike Genshin. Not sure how standard it is to add in more level up materials, but I like how there's literally never been any new one. I feel like this should be ignorable, but I could be wrong.
In my homeland, people often say this, you see. In my homeland, people often say this, you see. When you truly care for someone, you can't help but save all the best things for them. In my homeland, people often say, in my homeland, people often say this, you see. When you truly, in my homeland, people often say that. In my homeland, people often say this, you see. When you truly
Yeah, let's get this to level 7 at least, I guess.
In my homeland, people
Why not?
often say this. In my homeland, people often say this, you see. When you truly care for someone,
The
you
fuck?
can't help but save
I
all the
didn't
best
tap.
things for them.
But more than that, here's they're not just any two players facing up against each other, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Neon sign, buzzing on.
In my homeland, people often say this, you
Oh
see.
shit, I'm broke.
When you care for someone, you can't help. In my homeland, people often say this, you see.
incredibly rare
When
to
you
see two
truly care.
grandmasters have a total game playing such a wacky match against each other. I have no idea what the script this match is. I don't know why they're playing it. I just know that I was pretty popular. So, let's take a look at the matchup. What a weird matchup, right?
The shadows linger.
These two CEOs are
There's no
despite because they're
not a silent
focused
whisper.
playing high fun.
No
But I don't think
one
I've ever
can
seen them go
hear
up against each other.
the cry of a drifter. So please, let's see the real face. Let's see the city light behind the mask of wine. Yes, so please, let's know the real name.
Mic check,
And
testing.
maybe she'll hear how to cry.
Oh,
Here
to see Michi?
passing by, living this life, not knowing what we're looking for. Gray, was our gray and there's no sky. But there's no home, there is no source.
In my homeland,
I know
people often
somewhere
say
there
this,
must
you
be
see, when you care for someone,
more.
you can't help but save all the best things for them. In my homeland, people often say this, you see, when you truly care for someone, you can't help but save all the best things for them.
This'll have to do for now.
There are lots of cities here in the center which got lots of papers. That's safe. It's going to have a lot of people ready for my pressure everywhere here. There are two HQs on this map, which is a bit of a rarity. In case you guys don't know, there are two HQs on the map. If you capture just one of them, you will win. So it's like you can apply pressure. You have two fronts here. Found a deal. The blind glove that is situated on the HQ, but you can do that pretty easily with the turtle week. So
Only
yeah,
100 seconds.
like labs where you need to capture. Now, there's a yellow base here that's which kind of space in turn one.
I don't have much to contribute. Turn into ashes.
Oh my!
I personally see them off on their journey. I can hear it. The prelude of the dance.
Shit. It appears she's brought back up with her this time.
They're mostly playing local league, and they may not have a lot of time. Give me time for
Do you want my mark?
yellow cars. So, on this map, you gotta break types of second airport. That's not the same problem. It's fine.
As hysteria blooms behold the splendor.
Too noisy. Quiet.
As hysteria blooms behold the splendor.
Face your fear head on.
Solar fire!
Such a... Dance begin. Quiet. Too noisy. Quiet.
Solar fire! As hysteria blooms behold the splendor.
Too noisy. Quiet.
Solar fire!
Quiet.
They probably appreciate the firepower, but that means money short term. And I mean, imagine that's like 3 cars, so that's 70% firepower.
Too crazy. Quiet.
That's out. Now, less pressure on this man. Give him extra neck. He goes down to 3. 5 is
Solar fire!
if he didn't have the recall,
Let
that's
the
like
dance
it's kind of
begin.
interesting to see the Empire 7 being against the pretty weak. Yeah, now just that default that means actually with the fix. I guess it makes sense.
Let the dance begin. Let the dance begin.
So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, makes sense.
As hysteria blooms, behold the splendor.
Too noisy. Quiet.
Solar fire!
Too noisy. Quiet.
As hysteria blooms, behold the splendor.
Let the dance begin.
Yeah, they are. I mean, still 65. I mean, yes, where he gets
This is
even against
the
the
destiny of calamity.
As hysteria blooms, behold the
the
splendor.
other way around. That's a straight up.
Our reckoning is
In a
over.
comfort dogfight, yeah, you
Rest
don't
in
really lose people. That's the thing. Like, you're gonna lose that engagement by the bottom.
I don't think
And
Yao was
especially
a
the
good
bottom,
choice.
it's a lot easier for you to get jumped out of.
Also, holy shit, how?
Yeah, both players. They're starting to churn out a lot of units right now. Economy's pretty high. But already has been now, so every wants to do now is slow down the game. It was go back to it's hard charge force. It's hard charge. So Red noticed that the whole it's gonna get hard for him. That sucks. Okay. Oh my god, what a vehicle. Alright, here, now install the mag and using the height. Firepower is including the damage.
Glitter effect?
Otherwise, you would have lost this on fire at least the big shot. Let's say on fire, not the best.
Well, there's no hypercubes in line, so
That's a property here that's captured.
A beauty lies lifeless in a well.
I did my best.
From a branch hangs a young lord,
That's actually pretty smart.
and beneath the 1,000-armed bodhisattva, count